Hey, this is NasDog. We get the best dope on the markets. What are we going to talk? We're going to talk silver. Um, okay, in looking back, okay, and listen, I was right here when we traded 60, yeah, right there, 64. Okay, it was a 5 p.m. As a matter of fact, 5 p.m. overflow selling. Okay, just so happens 64 times 60, or yeah, 64 times 64 is what? Buck 28. Okay, we went to 122. Okay, so we almost went exactly. Well, we did go in half. Okay, we from high tech a week earlier. Okay, this was 120. I listen. Okay, I talk about a lot of stuff early, and this is why I think my newsletter is pretty good. I talked about the January break because it was just like 1980 for a long time. And once we got over those olives there, and then we were going parabolic. Olive sells, okay? I forget where they were, right around here, maybe 40, I forget where they were. 40, 41 and 45, something like that. And we just got over there, and this is what we did. We had the biggest break. This has got to be the biggest break ever, 50%. Because remember, copper went down. Well, maybe copper went down when it went down to $2. One day, MOC, you just buy it, MOC, just get that contract done. That's how you do it. Market on close order. So anyway, and then this was the break here, okay? And, this was the break on the retest. That's why you don't take your trend lines off, okay? Because that's pretty fucking good, okay? You had these green X's right here. Silver traded down 10% on the year. Anyway, here we are up at 91. Okay, the high today is 91. Look at this. This is daily. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. What is that low? 84.60 and a half. 84.56, babe. Buy 20 Comex copper. With a 10-cent stop. 10 grand bet. Anyway, here we are, say at 92, okay? So that's 10 grand each because they're 5,000 ounces silver. So per dollar is $5,000 on a one lot. They do have smallers, okay? So get a hold of me. I'll tell you how to do it, or I could be your broker. Anyway, these will be your numbers on the upside. You know what? Because I was talking 2 days ago. Are we going to go up to like whatever 115 or something like that, 105, and hook everybody else then and then break again? But in any event, this is a buy right now. Here we are knocking on the door. Look at how fast we got. For the guys, the banks that came out and said silver's going to 200 or whatever, okay, that sold it short. Okay, when the birds chirp, you feed them. That means when the birds chirp. They're up here. Everybody, even my client. Where are you going to buy it back? I have no idea. Yeah, okay, maybe you're right. $200. But if you were looking at the 1980 analog, which I was, and I had warned about, anyway, this was down here. And but the game is still on. Now, nothing's changed. You had a huge weed out. Look at over here, right here, bean oil. This is May bean oil here. Okay, we're between an orange. We're moving up fast here. Funds are long. There's an olive up above at 62. This thing went down to 48, 49 probably in the May because it has a little time value, which means it's priced a little higher. Here's corn here, Everybody's telling me they're going to sell their corn now. These would be a couple levels. 44. Okay, all the way up here, 55, 53, if something gets going here. They say there's too much. In any event, if you're a bull, you got there's a long-term olive line buy, okay, on the retest, okay, because you already blew everybody out here, okay, so now you're going to buy the retest. You're buying against these trend lines. These are these teal candlestick lines. They're really, you have to use them in the right time frames and things like that. But it's a powerful tool, and it's just another line of instructions that the algos use. Okay, so that's corn. Not much to say here. Now, this is beans. Okay, and I was telling a guy that client that has a grain operation and elevator. I'm like, he likes this level to sell it here. Okay, but we've been here. Here, you see the seven? See the two sevens right there? This was the buy pattern right up here, And see here, you'll get a retrace, And in most circumstances, in this type of situation where the funds were short and they flipped long. So anyway, these are a couple sell levels over here. You get over 11. This is in what, May? Beans, okay, 1178. But but I'm going to have sell levels here. So here you could sell this and then buy the green, like this almost got down to here. You hit the olive and you break to the green. That's a scalp. Okay, first time only. Okay, so that's why you should learn it. And oh yeah, let's look at well, this is July beans. Okay, here you got a long-term trend line where it's the high. I wanted to see the July nove. Here we are, 47. God, don't give up on them. Take them up the ass here. When when I was touting them down there, just take them up the ass. Goodness gracious, and this is how it does it. It goes in one day. Look at this, 10 cents up to 36 cents. This is July beans over November beans. Okay, and down here it was it was negative. I don't know if it was negative this year. July D's corn is negative. Okay, this is why the D's 26 is higher in price. Okay, and farmers think that's a good thing. Oh, look at this. Here, just this today. What is this? Daily? Oh, that was yesterday. We made a run up here to this orange here. Otherwise we were kind of starting to do lower highs. Okay, because commercials will use that. Let's go to crude. Here. Let's go to gold. Okay, here's gold. Let's go to a daily. Okay, that's what I mean. Listen, that's all you got. This is, and nobody's telling you to use it. Okay, but we're going into this macro thing now. What's bearish gold? Okay, what's bearish gold is you don't get paid any interest. Okay, so just think about that for another time. So here we have this, here there's a 5120, this green here. Okay, this was live coming up here. Actually, it was live right here. Okay, you come up just a little bit short. Look at this, man. Okay, these are when these markets are swinging. You come back up over the green, you close back under it. Here, the green is the exact high. Okay, and then you break down here. Here, you catch this long-term trend line, wherever this is coming from. Okay, I don't know here. There looks like a point of contact. Okay, you blow off over here. All right, it came in right here in gold. These are long-term trend lines. Okay, so this is, if you're even if you're investing the first time in gold, listen, these things are moving 10%. Okay, so these would be a couple areas if in fact one was looking to sell gold. Okay. So, and one of these might be coming off here. This is just a on-the-fly study here. So, here's wheat here. Let's go look at a daily on wheat. Nobody cares about wheat. Yeah, well, you know what? We'll go to stocks right after this. I should have done this first. My guys are grain guys. I'm a grain guy. Okay, that is the NASDAQ here. That's all you need. That's a good. These are your levels. Okay. And, this is one off the highs in October here, this one. This one played a little bit better in the S&Ps here. Let's just go look at the S&Ps. This is on a daily chart here, okay? So this wasn't today's low, was it? 92.25. Okay, right there, right-hand corner. Here, can you see it here? Hang on a second here. I got to make sure you can see it. There. Okay, this was last night's low. Okay, it's a perfect example why you want to do business with me somehow. I can't afford $220 a month that I write off. Brings it down for education. Just say you can't do it for education. Anyway, here, so last night's low right here in this box is 92.25. Okay, the number was 92.5. Okay, so it went a tick through. Okay, and then you had something else. I'm just saying here, if you wanted to buy it down here, which was the right level we're looking at, hang on a second. This was yesterday. Hang on a second. No, this is today. Yeah, this is today. Yeah, because look here, 25th, there's no volume. We haven't started the session. Anyway, and now here we are here. Look at what's highlighted here. That's all I can tell you. So if you were getting my charts, you would have had that. Here, you go over here. Well, yeah, but they chop up and down. Yeah, okay. Well, occasionally it's the low and and a turn. Okay. And it'll give you one more tool in the chest there. Here, look at this. We got over it, and they sold it all the way back to it right there. Okay, right there. See the purple ones? And okay, so that is S&Ps here. Let me put that in off to the side. I'm just going to do this rolling here today. Okay, let's put that over there. Let's go look at crude oil here. Okay, you listen, look at these powder blues. These are manually placed powder blues, okay? That means they mean something, okay? So you don't have to know what they mean. Say you do want to do that, okay? Well, you're going to pay me a little bit more for that education, okay? And why? When shit's in the middle of fucking the last Iran attack, okay, you have some numbers here. It's here, back here. Here it's the high. Here it's the high. You tell me, okay? Where'd we close? We closed right at it, okay? And then what do? Here's the safest trade. They open up here, you sell the piss out of it, and then we break. So this is what we look like today, okay? Got a trend line coming off here. Let's just go see what that is, okay? So these will be trend lines here. This is the high in Jan of 25 and back in 22, okay? It's been the high here. Here it's the exact high. This one coming down right today. Okay, it's going down, okay, so it's going to change. So if you pick that number and 2 weeks later you're like, hey, what happened? Hey, it went right through it, okay. But for the most part here, you would look at that and then you'd say, okay, I'll take a nickel off that, and then you got these other levels right here, and now we're just underneath here, okay. So we got an olive, we got a red, okay. A red is a 50% of something. Look at this, close here. Here you open it, okay. So this is crude oil, okay, on the upside here. If shit got crazy, I don't know. I think, I don't think we're going to 100. I don't think we're going to 100. As a matter of fact, what would the discount? So Russia right now is selling crude oil at a record minus $30.62, and ish, right? And they're going to do more because it's tied to their budget. So anyway, what is this, 74.88? What month is this? Is this April's? This is April's, so, we're getting kind of close. New Year, NYMEX contract. Anyway, so 74 and 75, round down on both of those. And here I got three things at a 72.07 and round down 60 cents, okay? So, but right here, we get over these, okay? I don't know, man. Technicians... this is a big head and shoulders bottom here, okay? So that's crude oil. That's crude oil. These are just general terms, okay? This is meal, okay? Meal actually is higher here. As a matter of fact, here, you know what? Let me put a monthly in meal, okay? That's what meal looks like here. It's got to be cleaned up, but you're just looking back here. You're just looking at the chart, okay? Forget the lines. Look at the chart right here, okay? All right? What do you see? You see anything here where you want to risk some money and buy it? Okay, so now here we are. We're starting. Okay, so this is a hated game, meal, because they're buying bean oil. Here, let's look at a bean oil monthly. Okay. I had them. This means this is from last year. I had that. Oh, yeah, 42.10. Yeah, depending what month. Yeah. Right down there, okay? So I had these. This is a study from last year. So because those are placed, okay, there might be some bigger ones. See, there's bigger ones, okay? But these, see, they end right here. So they're relatively shorter term, okay? They end right here, here. See right here how this green ends? This is a little easier because it's thicker. The orange ends, okay? That means these are in the subset of these puppies. Okay, here's the last one up here. It's light green. Okay, so that's this is bean oil. And look at this. We just came back down to the 48. Look at this. Long-term breakout, you know? So if you're just like sitting there and you're like, I don't know shit from Shinola, and I just happen to have a trend line right there, and you're like, you know what? I'll buy that. There's two trend lines. Actually, that's an apex. Is that this month? Wow. Huh. 700-point move. Okay. So anyway, that's, and that right there, that's an apex right now. Here, hang on a second. Did that like hit right at the beginning of the month? Here, hang on a second. Let's go to a daily here. This is actually a pretty good study here. So, okay. So this was February. So this was, oh, look at this. See? Oh, there it is. Okay. You got an upward slope or trend line. This is called an apex. Okay. It's an apex of two trend lines. And then look here. So what you're saying, when it crosses here, they just keep buying? Maybe. Okay. There's probably that guy out there in the trading community. Anyway, so that is bean oil. Okay. I think we'll call this a wrap here. Did I get everything? I got gold. I got the metals. I got did the stocks. Okay, we're gonna call this a wrap. If you need something, say you need stocks, you know, and you just want big macro pictures, email me. ARP at NASDOG. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day. Always use a risk stop to stop the risk. Hey, is that a disclaimer?